Hello everybody, welcome back to Space Pickle Designs. Today I'm going to show you this version of a goddess bracelet. Goddess bracelets are very popular. It's a classic technique, so to speak, and a lot of people have done them. This is just my version on the goddess bracelet. As many of you know, I'm traveling right now, so the beads that I took with me, I need to stretch out. So for this goddess bracelet, I focused on the ring portion, which you can see right here in these wooden beads. I'm also using 10mm beads here, so this is a nice, chunky, substantial bracelet that's good for any casual outfit, but can also be elevated if you have glass beads instead of the wooden beads. If you'd like to see how I made these bracelets, then just keep on watching. The materials that I'm going to use for my goddess bracelet are going to be these Czech glass drugs, and these are 10mm. I'm going to use these super inexpensive wooden O beads here. You can get these at any craft store, and these are probably going to be about a 12mm. I'm going to use Beadalon 19 strand bead stringing wire. I'm also going to use a magnetic clasp. I'm going to use 2 jump rings, 2 crimp tubes, and 2 wire guardians. So not that many materials, so let's just go ahead and get started. So I've cut about 2 feet of bead stringing wire, and I have it folded in half here, but don't crease it. I'm going to take one of the wire guardians and feed it on one of the ends. Okay, so I have it on the end. I'm going to pull and make sure that we're sitting this wire guardian in the middle. So you should have an equal amount of bead stringing wire on both sides. At that point, I'm going to take a crimp tube, and this is a decent quality crimp tube. I'm going to bring it all the way down to the wire guardian. I'm feeding it on both strings or strands, as you can see here. I'm going to just pinch that wire guardian just a little bit. And at this point, you can use your regular crimp tubes, or you can use your magic crimper, which is what I'm going to use, just because I don't have crimp covers at the moment and I want it to look pretty nice. So make sure that your wire guardian is seated in your wire and crimp in your desired method. I'm using the magic crimpers, so I'm just going to make a little ravioli with the first crimp. I'm going to go 180 degrees. Make another crimp, and then I'm just going to take little teeny bites until it is round. At that point, this is what we're looking like. It's a nice, neat little presentation there. At this point, you can take your pliers and smush your wire guardian just a little bit more. Or you can leave it as is, but I like to squish mine just a little bit, give it a smaller form factor. At this point, let's start feeding on the beads. I'm going to go with a drug first. So I'm going to take 1 string. I'm going to add on one of the drugs. I'm going to pull that all the way down. I'm going to take both strands, and I'm going to feed on 2 of these wooden beads. I'm going to bring it all the way down. This is what you should see. Yes, you will see some stringing wire on the outside, so if that bothers you, make sure you have a color that you're okay with seeing. These are bigger beads, so there's going to be a little bit of gap up there at the front. So when you're looking at your piece, the string that you strung your first bead on, you will switch strings. So one that doesn't have a bead on it, you will take another drug, feed it on, bring it down, take both of the strands here, add 2 of the wooden O beads, bring it on down, and now you're just alternating strands at this point. So because these are bigger beads, it's gonna look a little bit wonky on you as you're stringing it. It's gonna look like this, but just trust the process. Just alternate your strands when it comes to putting on your drugs. put on the drug, add 2 wooden beads to both strands. Okay, take the other strand. Bring that down. Take both strands, add 2. Bring it down. Alternate strands. Put your drug on there. All right, so you will string the length that you'd like for this bracelet, but this is what we're looking like so far. It's pretty cool. A lot of goddess bracelets that you see kind of emphasize the bead portion. I kind of wanted to flip that a little bit. Also, it was out of necessity. Like I said, I want to help spread out these beads that I have with me because I still have a few more weeks to go with the bead stash that I have. So this will help extend my stash a little bit and be very inexpensive while doing so. So I'm going to fast forward this. I'm going to finish stringing my bracelet and I'll show you how to end it. I've strung my bracelet 2 lengths and I'm pretty lucky because I had almost just enough. I have 2 crackle beads left, so it's going to be awesome. I'm going to finish off this bracelet this way. We have to be a little bit creative in how we do this. I'm going to put a crimp tube on both strands and work that down. And then I'm going to take one of the strands and feed on that wire guardian. And then back down through that crimp tube. So at this point, this is not tight, but this is what we're looking like. We have one of the strands, both strands going through the crimp tube, and then we have one of the longer strands going over through the wire guardian. So you'll have one going up and one going down. And what we're gonna do now is just tighten up by pulling in their respective directions here. We're gonna make sure the bracelet is tight to where it's keeping its wavy pattern, but not too tight where it feels inflexible and it's not gonna be comfortable wearing, or it's gonna look a little like it's too tight. You'll know what I mean. So at this point, since I have the magic crimper, I'm just going to make that nice bead using this crimp. I'm gonna go the 180 degrees here, and then I'm gonna just take little bites. At this point, I'm gonna just straighten up my wire guardian a little bit by just clamping it down so it matches the other side. And then I'm just gonna take off the excess bead stringing wire. And get in here a little bit closer. Okay, so this is what we're looking like here. We have our component, and it looks really cool. It's got an earthy feel. It's nice and interesting with the glass beads, but it also has a casual feel to it, so you can wear it with pretty much any outfit that you're wearing on a day-to-day basis. So all we have to do now is just add our clasp. So you can use whatever clasp you want. Obviously, I just picked this magnetic clasp because that's what I was feeling. I just like that antique brass color. I'm using a gold jump ring because that's what I have. I'm gonna attach one side. It's always fun working with magnetic clasps because they want us to stick to everything. But they're just doing their job, you know? Okay, there's one side. I'm gonna take the other jump ring Connect it to the other side. Attach the clasp. And there you go. There's your goddess bracelet using materials that will help you extend your bead stash. And that's super cute. Let's try it on. That's almost a perfect fit for me. Nice and chunky. I love her so much. There's so many different possibilities with this base technique. I'd love to see how you customize your goddess bracelet. Tag me in your projects. I'd love to see them. Until the next one though, I hope you're staying safe and well. See ya.